Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to SphereSkill Technologies, which is empowering tomorrow's learning. And I am Jeyganesan, your trainer here. And today we are going to deep dive in fixing email sent by cPanel and making email land into inbox and improve email deliverabilities. Right? Are your email sent from cPanel landing in spam or even worse, never arriving at all? In that case, you are not alone, guys. Let me tell you, thousands of domains silently lose credibility every day because SPF, DKIM, and DMARC are misconfigured or completely ignored, right? That is, in this video, I will show you how to fix this email deliverability issue step by step. So your email stop getting ignored and start landing into the inbox, right? So before we go deep dive, let us understand why cPanel email deliverability is different. Okay, so what is cPanel? cPanel is one of the most widely used hosting control panel in the world, right? It powers business emails, transaction emails, application alert, invoices, and internal communications as well. But here is the challenge. cPanel gives you ability to send email, but not automatically trusted. So how do we improve the trust? That is what we are going to see overall in step-by-step practical today. In 2025, email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, or Microsoft do not trust server by default. They verify the identity, they verify the integrity, they verify the policy. And that exactly where SPF, DKIM, and DMARC comes into the play. So we have a detailed section of what is SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. If you have not gone through with this, I will leave the card of on the top for the email deliverability series. You can go through that and continue this session for a better understanding. Most email failures don't look like failures because your email is sent successfully, no bounces, no errors, but the recipient never sees it. That is the daily challenges, right? You might be sent a mail and you will be waiting for an acknowledgement by the sender because that's as a regular practice. You will not keep an every recipient calling them and saying that I have sent an email, please act on it, right? That is not practical. Perhaps what happens, the recipient will not receive your email, so your business is into a task, right? But the recipients will see the mail in junk. Email is in blocked, it is delivered or throttled or grey listed or silently filtered, right? And the biggest mistake people make, they think if the email sent, everything is fine. No, it is not. This is only an assumption. The assumption is costing business lead, payment, trust, and credibility. Okay, so why traditional email sending files in 2025? Email deliverability in 2025 is no longer about sending, it is about authentication, alignment, and enforcement. Spam filter today asks who sent this email? Are you authorized? Was this content alerted? What should I do if verification fail? If your domain can't answer these questions clearly, your email loses the credibility of it. So your spam scores increased and scores of it beyond 4 and above will definitely not reach out to the inbox, right? So what is SPF? Is the very first checkpoint, which is a framework will define who is authorized to send your email. So think of SPF as your domain authorized sender list. It tells receiving mail server, only these servers are allowed to send email for my domain, right? If your cPanel server isn't listed this correctly, your email looks like spoofing. It is like someone else is sending mail for on behalf of you, right? So inside cPanel, we have a SPF which is been managed through your DNS text record. So we will show you how we can able to configure it. And once we configure it, we have to verify. Understand V equal to SPF1 and authorize sending source so that it will be having a proper communication configured that these are the servers is authorized to send email for your domain. So what is your real world impact? A properly configured SPF record immediately improves trust. Recipient server stop questioning your identity and your emails move faster through filter. So the next step is DKIM, the unforgettable seal of authenticity, right? So SPF answer who is allowed to send, DKIM answer whether the message was altered because it is going to digitally sign. DKIM cryptographically signs every email. If even one character changes during the transit, the signature will fail. This is how email provider detect tampering or spoofing of emails. So in cPanel, DKIM setups generates the both private and public key, which we are going to see how we can able to configure it and enable DKIM in our practical session. So it is very common practice like to have a proper signature in place and the keys are not being expired. Otherwise, the email will be still landing into the spam because the DKIM will be failing. The third step will be your DMARC. DMARC is your policies where it explains how do the SPF, that is your framework policy, or your DKIM, which is going to be domain key identifier, how do it this has to be behaved, whether it is been passed or failed. If it is failed, what percentage it has to be strictly monitored or it has to be slightly considered, and whether if it is being failed, what is the action has to be taken. That is what your DMARC which says. So here we have P equal to quarantine or reject, or even none is there. If you put it into quarantine, then automatically what will happen is emails which has been sent by unauthorized or unauthenticated will be quarantined and put it into a manual verification process in the recipient server. Whereas if you put it into reject, the email will not reach to the recipient server itself and it will get rejected, bounced back to the sender. So that is what these two meaning. So if you put as a P equal to none, no action is being taken care. So we have a DMARC reporting concept also, which is very important for a business to learn why the emails are being not being accepted and why it is being rejected or quarantined. So what is the percentage the aggregate has to be followed for filtering such emails or quarantining such emails. So DMARC will send you a report, go through the report and then identify your problem statement, fix the problem so that emails will get landed into inbox, right? So that is, so we are going to see what is that report today and how do we achieve that report and how do we fix the errors so that emails will never land it into junk. Okay, so that is what we are going to see in our session. So without any delay, let us get it started. Please stay with me, and if you are new for our channel, please do subscribe and do follow me on our channel so that you will never miss out each and every training sessions or the technical videos which I post, and do forward this to any of your friends or colleagues who are looking for improving the email deliverability. Right. So let us get started, guys.
SphereSkill Technologies, empowering tomorrow's learning.
So let us log in into our cPanel here. So for cPanel, you can log in into your cPanel domain name and you can use your username and password. Once you log in with this cPanel, you can able to find your email deliverability as top of this. We have seen what is the cPanel use cases, which is having a very vast area. So we will cover further more benefits of cPanel in the later stage. Now you can see in the email, under the email, we are having your email routing and your email deliverability, how to improve your email deliverability, what is spam filter and what is box trapper, we will see in today's session, and how to configure your DNS record, right? So your DNS record is somewhere here. So that is your domain. So under your domain, you can able to get what is your domain name and how you can able to get inside the domain and configure it. So these are the some things which we are going to see today. And in cPanel, let us see first what is your email deliverability. So enter into email deliverability. I'm in email deliverability of SphereSkill.tech. So where I can able to see what is our DKIM record. So DKIM is your domain key identifier, where the public key and the private key is been configured. You can see what is the private key which is used for your encryption also. Okay, so if you want to split, you can split, or full you can have it. And what is your SPF sender framework policy? What it defines is, this is the IP address which is allowed to send, and through the host, web host, only through this particular web host our emails are being allowed to send. We can modify this record, but if it is not going through send through that, we will be getting an error. How to validate? We will check this. And what is a reverse DNS? Reverse DNS is a reverse pointer record which will provide you a reverse lookup zone. Okay, when other exchange is trying to look at your IP address, what is your reverse lookup will be placed using a reverse pointer. So these are your first key factor where it comes, and then check for your email server who is been authorized. Next, we will go somewhere to your modify the domain zone. Okay, so here you will get the modify the domain zone, where you can able to modify the records. We are in our domain where we are modifying our records, which is having all records filtered. We can able to have for your host record, that is your DNS and CNAME is your clonical name, and MX is your mail exchange record, SRV is your service record, and text is your text record. So all our SPF or DKIM or DMARC which goes and land it into your text record. So let us see what are those. So we will go further, filter to text record. So here first record which we say v equal to SPF1, which will give the value equal to sender framework policy, and where we have defined this is the policy which is been allowed to send it. Okay, so we have also mentioned like a strict policy which is being put across. So other than this, there is no other email server is authenticated to send this particular record. Next, what is your DKIM, which is having a prefix identifier, that is your default underscore domain key. There we have put what is our public key and what is our private key, what type of encryption method we are using. This has been put across in your DKIM. This is very important, guys. And we have our DMARC. So our DMARC, what does it says? It says like P equal to quarantine. So I am instructing that if it is not been put across or if it is failed to validate your SPF record or your DKIM, then you mark this mail as a quarantine. Under what percentage? Under a 10% aggregate. So we have seen what is our DMARC here, and similarly we can able to check what is the configuration from a external source, right? So let us see what is our DMARC for SphereSkill.tech. So to do so, we can able to look for the DMARC here, DMARC lookup. I'm using a MX toolbar, so I can look for our DMARC. So here, which gives you what is the value, what is being configured. So DMARC P equal to quarantine. What is the allowed? It is none, quarantine or reject. And what is your subdomain policy? Policy for subdomain is none, and DKIM is strict here. This S is strict mode, R is relaxed mode. And for your SPF also is been marked as a strict, which means it follows 100% strict. There is no lenient is been provided, or is a relaxed mode for that under 10%. So we are trying to identify the report by using a forensic, and the forensic mails are being delivered to dmarc@gvsystems.info. So we will open this email, and so far whatever the DMARC reports are being cumulative collected, we will go through that reports, and then we will see what is the further improvements is required for our domain. Yeah, so I have opened the mail dmarc@gvsystems.info, where we have received so many number of reports which has been sent by Google and other service provider exchange server. So where it is been giving what is the report it belongs to, whether it is having any issue or error, which will be put across into this report. Okay, so this is one of the important place where enterprises are missing it out. That is why the emails are been still landing into the spam. So we have opened a Google DMARC report, which is came as a XML file, right? So in this, we can able to identify what is our policy, which has been there in place. So which has came from gvsystems.info, whereas it is giving a strict DKIM is been enabled, and SPS is been enabled, and quarantine is been enabled with a policy of 50%. So what is this belongs to? This belongs to GV Systems Info policies, the DMARC what is been set across, and it came from the IP address of this particular IP address. And what is our remarks to this? DKM is been passed here, and the SPF is also passed here. So this is the place where you have to check it, guys, because if the email is been sent by a different server or by an IP address which is not allowed to be authorized, then your email will not get a SPF and DKIM pass. These are aggregate report which are being sent by exchange server of your recipient server. So in that, it will be clearly stating like why the email is not being delivered to them. This is very important. Okay, so if it is being failed, please correct it out. If that is the correction is not been taken care, then it will continue to fail. Please correct it so that emails will start landing into your inbox. So result we have got as a pass. Next, what is your source IP address? This is your source IP from where it is been sent, and what is the further position? DKIM is been passed, and identifier header it is having this information. Okay, so these are multiple emails, whichever is being sent, it has been taken and which has been provided as one aggregate report. So we can configure this like how frequent it has to come, whether it has to be come on daily frequency, or it's like a each and every failure you should be getting a report. Let us see one more example here, which for which the domain SphereSkill.tech, which has been sent for your sender, where the DKIM has been passed and the SPF has been passed for the domain SphereSkill.tech. Okay, if this is not been there, definitely it will be going and landing into your junk folder. And what is the further result has been provided. So this will be provided by each and every exchange server for whom you are sending an email. So under which IP address it has been sent, who is the person has sending the email. Okay, means which exchange server. This has been sent by google.com, because we have sent an email from SphereSkill.tech to our. So what does it mean? Whenever you are sending an email, each and every exchange will validate this and provide you a report. This report, if you pay attention and fix this, all your email deliverability issues will be getting sorted. Let us see what is this email routing. Okay, so as far as the cPanel is considered, the one of the important factor is email routing, which defines whether the cPanel is going to send the email or the external party is going to send the email. For example, if you are hosting the email from a different service provider, whether they are sending the email or you are going to send the email is going to be defined here. So see here, it is like it is been given as a automatically detect the configuration local recommended. What does it mean? It means like when the email is been based on your SPF, you decide whether the email has to be automatically detected, or we have to mark it as a local server will be sending the email, or remote mail exchange server. You have to mark remote mail exchange server when the other mail service provider is going to send an email for you, whereas your DNS is with the cPanel. In that case, you have to mark remote mail exchange server. If not, your emails from their server will not be going out. In that case, we have to very properly configure what is the further SPF and then DKIM and DMARC records for to match with the external mail server. Okay. So we will see a couple of important factors about our cPanel email services. One will be spam filter. Okay, so we are going to define what is our incoming threshold limit in our spam. Okay, we will be getting everyday spam mailboxes, sorry, spam mails in our mailboxes, for which we will have to delete it, right? So in order to do that, as a enterprise level or organization level, we can able to configure. So here this is configured to the spam score of 5. If it exceeds 5 or equal to 5, then this particular email will be marked as a spam, right? So in the same way, each and every exchange server will be validating this record, what is the spam score, and it is configurable, and based on the spam score, it will be going, the mails will be going into the spams. So we can able to define what action has to be taken, even if it is allowing you to automatically delete new spam after a certain period of time. Okay, otherwise we can able to configure a spam mailbox where it is being forwarded and it can be attended by your IT technical team, right? So that your users are free from spams. So this is how the spams are being configured in the enterprise level, so that emails will go and land it into spams, will never be delivered. So it has to be very important, like you have to mark these records carefully, so emails will start landing into inbox. Okay, so now let us see what is box trapper. So box trapper is something which tells like when there is a spam mail is there, how do you handle it? Whether you want to make this spam to be trapped in a preliminary stage where user can able to go and check it, in which also whitelist and a blacklist can be added. When there is a blacklisted email ID, that email whatever is being sent will be automatically going to the box trapper. So this trapper can be configured, and when it is being enabled, spams by default will be collecting it. It is like a honeycomb where the spams are being collected and filtered. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope this is very informative for you to make your email deliverability related issues fixed and getting your emails landed in inbox, right? So please leave me a message if you have any queries or concern. We will try to address and make the emails straight landed into inbox. I will see you soon in the new series where we will go through with the Azure policies and other exchange policies. Okay, until then, this is Jeyganesan signing off for today.